Hello everyone, I'm here with my next video on the poem The Ballad of Gum, and this poem is written by Peter R. Wolveridge. So let us first read the poem The Ballad of Gum. A dog wandered into our garden one day, a friendly old mutt, didn't look like a stray. We never discovered whence he had come, but we brushed him and fed him, and the kids called him Gum. Now, as family members, even dogs must work hard, so we put Gum on duty next door in our yard. Bright-eyed and watchful by night and by day, but not much of a guard, I'm sorry to say. He barked at cats and he'd bark at a toad. He barked at cattle outside on the road. He barked at horses, so where did he fail? You see, Gum liked people and he just wagged his tail. He liked the yard labor, an amiable bunch. They fed our dog tidbits and scraps from the lunch. Gum wolfed it all down, but to our dismay, he seemed to get fatter with each passing day. Then, one night, when Gum was laid at his ease, a burglar crept in just as quiet as you please. He saw no alarms, heard no sirens howling, no guard dog for sure. There'd be barking and growling. But Gum was awake, and he'd seen him all right, delighted with company this time of the night. He flew through the yard, his new friend to greet, and his weight bowled the burglar right off his feet. The intruder got up and ran off with a wail, and Gum right behind him still wagging his tail. He departed the yard he'd come in to burgle like a champion athlete clearing a hurdle. But Gum couldn't jump gates, so sadly instead he picked up the thief's wallet and went back to bed. Next morning the evidence everyone viewed when Gum brought it to us just a little bit chewed. Once given the wallet, the police didn't fail to capture the burglar and put him in jail. His confession like wildfire spread through the town. How a big, vicious guard dog had knocked the thief down. We all howled with laughter when we heard the story, and Gum was our hero. He was basking in glory. There's been no attempts since to burgle our yard, for everyone knows now that Gum is on guard. So that was the humorous poem, and now let us go through the summary of the poem. The poet tells the story of a dog named Gum. It was an over-friendly dog who once came wandering into the poet's garden. The poet's family accepted the dog with an open heart and included it in the family. The dog was very friendly towards people. However, it would only bark at cats, toads, cattle, and horses. Whenever it would see a human being, it would start wagging its tail. It was especially fond of the workers in the yard who would feed him tidbits from their lunch. As a result, he was becoming fatter by the day. The night a burglar crept in the house, instead of barking, Gum started to wag his tail. He was happy to find company in the middle of the night. When the burglar jumped off the gate to escape, Gum wasn't able to follow him. Instead, he took the burglar's wallet and went to bed. The police caught the burglar with the help of the wallet. News spread across the town that a big guard dog had knocked the thief down. The poet and his family laughed when they heard that Gum was now a celebrity. Since then, there have been no attempts to burgle the poet's house. So let us now start with question and answers. Question A. How did Gum become the family pet? The answer is Gum was a friendly dog who once came wandering into the poet's garden. The poet's family accepted the dog with an open heart and included it in their family. Question B. What duty was given to Gum? The answer is Gum was expected to be a guard dog in the yard next door. Question C. Why does the poet say that Gum was not much of a guard dog? The answer is Gum was much too fond of humans to even mistrust them. He was over friendly and wagged his tail when he saw humans. Question D. Whom does the poet call an amiable bunch? The answer is Gum liked laborers in the yard, whom the poet calls an amiable bunch. Question E. Why did Gum get fat? The answer is Gum got fat because the workers in the yard fed him tidbits and scraps from their lunch, which Gum would wolf down. Question F. What gave the burglar the confidence to enter the poet's house? The answer is the burglar saw no alarms and did not hear any siren howling. There was no guard dog for sure. If there had been one, then he would have heard it barking and growling. This made the burglar bold enough to enter. Question G. What did Gum do when he saw the burglar? The answer is Gum felt very excited to have a company at night. He flew towards the yard to greet a friend. At least that's what he thought. With his weight, he brought the burglar right off to his feet. Question H. Who is compared to a champion athlete and why? The answer is the burglar is compared to a champion athlete because he ran like one in order to get out of the yard he had come in to burgle. Question I. What was the evidence that Gum collected? The answer is Gum had collected the burglar's wallet. Question J. How did the burglar describe Gum in his confession? What was the irony in this confession? The answer is the burglar described Gum as a big vicious guard dog. The description is ironical because Gum was the opposite of vicious. His friendliness was mistaken as malice by the burglar. Reference to context question. A part, but we brushed him and fed him and the kids called him Gum. Question 1. Which two adjectives are used to describe the dog just after the extract? The answer is the dog Gum is described as bright-eyed and watchful. Question 2. What did Gum do when he saw the other animal? The answer is Gum barked at the cats, toads and cattle outside on the road and at the horses. Question 3. How did he treat people differently? Answer is when Gum saw people, he wagged his tail. Question 4. How did the yard laborers greet Gum? The answer is the yard laborers fed Gum with scraps of their food. B part. Then one night when Gum was laid at his ease, a burglar crept in just as quiet as you please. Let us see the questions. Question 1. Why did the burglar assume that there were no guard dogs in the house? The answer is he assumed that there was no guard dog because he did not hear any growling or barking. Question 2. What did Gum feel at the sight of the burglar? The answer is Gum felt excited and happy. He bounded across the yard to greet the burglar. Question 3. Was the burglar frightened? The answer is the burglar got frightened because Gum jumped on him, knocking him off his feet. He turned around and sprinted away without making any sound. Question 4. What misunderstanding did the burglar have? The answer is the burglar thought that Gum was attacking him, whereas in truth, Gum was being over-friendly. Think and answer. Question 1. What proves that the poet's family was kind to the dog? The answer is the poet's family, upon finding a dog in the garden, took him in as their own. They tried to find out if he belonged to someone but were unable to find out anything about him. They brushed him, fed him, and took care of him. They named the dog Gum. Question 2. How did Gum treat people differently from other animals? The answer is Gum really liked people. He wagged his tail when he saw humans, but as soon as he would spot any animal, toad, cat, cattle, or horses, he would begin to bark at them. While he was friendly towards humans, he did not like the other animals. Question 3. What did Gum feel when he could not follow the burglar beyond the gates? What impression can be formed of Gum's nature? The answer is Gum felt sad and sorry when he could not follow the burglar beyond the gates. Gum was extremely friendly dog, very trusting of humans. He clearly enjoyed the company of humans. Question 4. How did the idea that appearances are often deceptive apply to this poem? The answer is the burglar thought that Gum was trying to attack him. In truth, Gum was only trying to show his affection. Happy to have company at night, he showed his excitement by the way of jumping onto him in joy. Therefore, what appeared to be true was in fact not the reality.